Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another session of Season 2 of Truly Madly Falkenstein. This is Session 2 of Season 2. We are back, we are here, we are some wonderful friends. We have the host with the most, and we're going to start with my friend Lindy here.
It me, Laugh Love Lindy. I'll be playing Zephyrin Moreau, the aspiring genius inventor, and that's definitely all.
Definitely all, and no questionable romantic entanglements or desires in
Nope.
any way, shape, or form.
Nah, that'd be
Mm-hmm.
silly.
Speaking of someone who has no romantic entanglements in any way, shape, or form, we have the action alchemist, not trooper, but the action alchemist.
I am Trooper SJP, and today I'll be playing Adolf Brandt, the action alchemist from Hamburg, who is here looking for a book. And also to stop any diabolical masterminds from doing anything diabolical that would, or illegal or criminal, because we cannot have that. We cannot have any sort of criminal behavior. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, and I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all for being here. I get to play the Lady Deirdre. She is just your murder fairy godmother, here to keep everything moving as smoothly as possible and perhaps arrange in some fine um, introductions for people. But that leaves us to our host with the most, uh, Chris. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm excited to be here and to plot nefarious mysteries for you all to thwart. I'm Chris Geary, and I am the host of Truly Madly Falkenstein. And we are going to start with a brief little recap. And we found ourselves having a bit of a time skip between season one and season two. And we went through what the characters got themselves into. And then we found the Loyal Society the Society of the Loyal Hammer found a rumor that someone was buying supplies that could be repurposed for war, and asked Zephyrine if she'd be willing to put together a team to find out if this is actually happening or if it's just rumor and other nefarious things. So, with that in mind, let's jump to um, we ended at the cafe, the tea
Mm-hmm.
room, the hidden shrine tea room. Let's jump to the next day. What is the first thing that you all wish to do after agreeing to look into it?
I assume we're going to be meeting this fence, is what I assume.
Okay, that's where you'd like to start, is with Uncle Leo.
I
I
mean,
think it's our best
Adolf wouldn't,
lead.
because
Mhm.
he, doesn't like illegal. He follows the rules. He doesn't like breaking rules. Um,
I
but,
told you, just remember not to threaten the gentleman in any way, shape, or form.
there's, of course, strong silent type background.
Strong silent
Yeah.
type. No?
Mm. Cross my arms. This is what strong silent types do. They cross the arms.
We?
I'll do this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so
Excellent.
strong, so silent.
So, Leopold Castex technically runs a legitimate business as well. It is a I don't know. Let's see. What am I going to make it? Um, oh, why not? It is a haberdashery. I like Trooper and I have some nice hats on, so let's go ahead and jump to the storefront, Castex Haberdashery, where you can find Uncle Leo.
Uh, Lady Deirdre would enter, knock politely, enter, passing forward. First thing she's going to do is she realizes where we are.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to look around and see if there are any hats that look very similar to, are there any of those knockoffs that she was unfortunately suffered through in London?
No, there are not.
Okay, good.
Almost everything that he carries is extremely high end and overpriced. It doesn't look like he really cares if he sells them, but he definitely, as you kind of observe through the window and then enter, you'll notice that he likes to be surrounded by nice things.
Things or pretty people too?
Currently he's the only one in the store, so the only judgment you can make at this point is things.
Well then, Mr. Leopold, Mrs. Prax forgetting, Krasinski, Castex, there we go. Mr. Leopold Castex. And she'll wait until Zephrine and Adelwolf comes in, and she'll gesture to, like, over her shoulder negligently to have Adelwolf close the door.
I love how awkward Trooper's playing it right now. Great look. Muted, but great look.
Yes, still muted, but great look.
Nothing important saying, just a little bit of mumbling under the breath, you know.
Excellent.
Little sound effect. That's all.
Uncle, I believe a gentleman by the name of Hamster, I don't know why the gentleman called himself that, but whatever, said to talk to an Uncle Leo and give us your fine address.
Yes. Let me call someone up to watch the desk. And you'll see that he leans down and pushes or reaches under his desk for what you imagine to be like a bell that he's ringing. And a young gentleman will come up, and Leo will get up, and the young gentleman will sit, and he will walk with you three to a room off to the side that has a table. It's actually some sort of like, almost like a conference room, which seems a little out of place at a haberdashery, but it is what it is.
Looking around, two vitally important things that Deirdre always looks for. Number one, how much iron am I going to have to suffer through?
Not a lot. This is like wood paneled
Haberdashery.
walls. The table itself is like the top is made from a single piece or single pieces that have been slid together and joined with other pieces of wood, but not with nails. That makes a very smooth top. All came from the same tree is what I meant to say, not a single piece of wood, but a single tree. So the grain is all aligned and everything, and it looks very, very expensive because it has all wooden joints and uses a lot of physics to keep itself together rather than metal. The chairs themselves are wood and well upholstered. There is some metal in the chairs.
You just have to deal with it in modern day. As long as it's not actively cold iron or, wrought iron, I can deal. That's what long dresses and gloves are for.
Mhm.
And point number 2.
Adolf just tries to stand around being surly, like a
Mhm. Very
goon.
silly.
You mean
And
subtle like a
Zephrine
German?
is looking at the hats. Yes.
Yeah.
Subtle like a German.
Mhm.
Which you can buy as part of the merch set that will be linked in the description set below, because everyone needs a subtle like a German.
There's a sticker I know, and there's a shirt.
Yes, and a sticker pack. But point number 2 is she's looking around for, is there any visible weapons that we have to be concerned with? Invisible weapons she's always concerned with, but the visible ones.
No. There does not seem to be any sort of weaponry of any sort, actually. The closest offensive thing that you could find is that there is a collection of smoking pipes, and not everybody likes to be in a room filled with smoke. So, and then there's jars, sealed containers of different types of tobacco, each one labeled meticulously.
Cool.
Fluffing an ostrich feather that's on like a hat somewhere. I'm just like, ooh.
Then she'll wait for the other 2 and to sit for, and wait for him and wait for Uncle Leo to do whatever.
Yeah.
He'll close the door behind y'all and take a seat at the head of the table and invite you all to sit with him. He will offer a smoke to anyone who wishes.
No.
Zephrine will. Why not?
Okay.
Yep.
You have
Helps her feel cool. Like she's
there you go.
blended in with the black market types.
Adolf thinks probably as a goon, he's not supposed to smoke. He's not certain. He's never been a goon before, but
he will pick out a particularly ornate and lighter in its weight pipe for Lady Zephrine. So he'll get up and he'll grab that from the sideboard, and then he'll turn to you and say, "You have your choice today of a vanilla tobacco, a dark black tobacco from South America, and I have this other like cherry infused tobacco. Which would you prefer?"
With the vanilla.
Okay.
Yep.
And he'll pack the bowl for you and then hand it to you, and he
Great.
will produce a lighter and actually matches and light
Matches.
the pipe for
That's
you.
much easier to light.
Yeah.
As I look for my pipe to hold as a prep, I don't know where it is. It's not here. Puff, puff.
But he will do that, and so you do not smoke alone. He will smoke with you. And the same tobacco, so there's not a conflict in sense in the air, as that's polite in at least his mind.
Zephrine's also thinking if there's some hidden black market entrance or like warehouse, the smoke in the air will help detect drafts if there's any secret panels or wells. So it's multi-purpose.
Yeah, indeed. And what sort of business are we looking at today?
The industrial kind.
Any particular kinds of wares? I can get my hands on most everything for the price.
Of course, you're a professional. And she'll turn to glance at Zephrine as if and you have the list.
Oh, Zephrine's already pulling out probably the list, specifically made a separate list of just the things that have been purchased a lot, so we can be one of the, like a fake purchaser too.
Gotcha. and not showing him the letter, but just rewritten the list itself.
Just rewritten the list on a
Nice.
work piece of paper.
He'll take a look at it and go, huh. Yeah, I can probably get my hands on some of this. There's been a number or an increased demand in most of these items.
Really?
Yeah, I found it a little odd, but everything has its ebbs and flows in this business, so usually people
Flows?
are after much more illicit items. These are all pretty mundane that you could buy from most folks, but if you don't
But-
want people knowing, it could be some sort of research. Is that what you all doing?
Oh, I'm very big into research, but then I did not know anyone else was researching this topic as well, or at least interested in it. Locals? Foreigners? Like, what have the buyers been? Without giving names,
Yeah.
Like,
He'll kind of say, I've only dealt with them on a few items, but when I looked into them, I heard about the increase in demand, and they're foreigners, Brits, I think.
That's interesting.
Oh, the English are getting involved, are they?
At least the one I spoke to. He was a charmer. You know the type. Say a lot of nice things, try to get you to, lower the price. Not like your good friend over there with the scowl.
Yeah.
I like him.
There's a thought bubble.
He's like, he's flattered, but he's insulted at the same time. He's like, oh, he likes me. Oh, but he's bad.
And it's like, oh, wait, no, I'm supposed to...
When you say a Brit Englishman, then you're saying, and she would similar to like a gentleman like this, and she would describe Moriarty. She wouldn't give his name, but description.
No, not anything like that. Mousy brown hair, wears fancy hats. More of a, I don't know, like trying to show off wealth, but you can tell that like he didn't go to the most expensive tailor. So the suit's tailored, but it was a low-end job. The materials are high-end. That leaves a little to be desired about how well they were put together.
So perhaps one might say that he's not best at fashion.
No, not the...
Not like a gentleman of your fine sort. You are very sartorial put together, sir, I have to say.
Well, thank you. I've worked on it for years. It's a collection that I've put together. It makes every sale a heartbreak, to be honest with you. Each of the pieces that you find out there were custom made, based on concepts that I saw or things that sparked my imagination. I tracked down someone capable of the creation and then put it in here so I can look at all the grand beauty that is in the world through the uniqueness of hats. There's even one out there inspired by my ex-wife, if you can believe her.
I'm only surprised that there's only one inspired by her.
She was less than inspirational, shall we say.
Well,
Adolf looks to see if he can try to guess which one is the ex-wife hat. Just because it's like, he's like, oh.
wait, I'm never mind. I won't do that right now.
It's definitely the one with the ostrich feather that Zephyr was playing with
yes.
before.
Absolutely.
He'll actually point it out. He'll be like, is that one there? She had quite the plumage on her.
And you can see Adolf is thinking about that phrase, and in his mind, there she is. He's seeing her, and she's got one of those massive hats that are quite popular right now. Like we're in 1888, right? Is that right?
89. Yeah.
1889.
Yeah, they can become a little bit more popular right in the 1890s, but those massive picture hats with like huge plumes. That's
so
what he's
many
thinking.
ostrich feathers. So many ostrich feathers.
Yeah.
And that could actually be true. It's not, but that could actually be true.
I would also picture in this hat that's the ex-wife's hat, it's not actually an ostrich feather, it's an emu feather.
Yes.
Just because,
there you go.
Because I can picture Uncle Leo being the type of person who's saying, like, no. This is about my ex-wife. I need the most god-awful land bird.
The angriest land bird known to man. The one that can thwart literal military action.
Yeah.
It's true, it happened.
Twice.
It's one of my favorite did you know facts to throw at people.
But then she'd look and go, really? Such a shame.
Nah. Things come, things go.
The gentleman.
Yes.
I know a person in your line of business has to be professional and wouldn't share inappropriate information with anybody.
I have a reputation to keep.
But if one were to guess, and perhaps offer certain suggestions, would you be able to confirm certain ideas?
I can give you his business card because he did not pay for secrecy.
Ooh, seems very unprofessional. And she already is like sliding a check closer.
He'll get up and go to the sideboard and open one of the drawers and return and toss, or not toss, he'll hand it to you because that's more polite. He'll hand you the business card. He was quite a talker, didn't do a lot of buying, did a lot of asking of questions, bought a few things. But then I heard that he bought from some of my competitors, so I really don't care for the gentleman. And you'll see the name Benjamin Talbot Esquire, Promethean Society.
Wait. Lady Deirdre pauses. She's like, didn't we? And she looks at her notes again. Oh, fuck them. I can't stand unprofessional individuals, but then again, he's English, so what do you expect?
Well.
And she will have written him a check. Like, there is a check that just says, for your courtesy, that's been slid over, right? Like,
okay.
We're not even talking about what we're actually going to pay for. This is we're buying your professionalism. And then she turns to us and goes, and regarding your hats, I might have a name if you are willing to listen to it for a up-and-coming young haberdasher.
Oh. I'm always looking for new talent.
And she will...
And I'd love to commission a hat.
She's a really good one. I stole her from an unfortunate employment. You would not believe. And she'll go on and describe the hat store that was acting as the front and the badly imported knockoffs that were as in London. And the poor young woman that she liberated from that position. The
saleswoman. Yeah.
Because she got her working for Danessa.
Mm-hmm.
But if Danessa is coming here, then I can introduce her to Uncle Leo as well, just for reasons.
Yeah, no, of course. I wish I remembered to write down her name.
I think it was like Carol or something. Like we didn't even like.
We didn't go too deep into that. We'll call her Carol. That's fine. She's apprenticing currently under Danessa to become better at the trade in general. Danessa is primarily a seamstress, but is quite capable of other types as well. Let me put this in the notes so I don't forget again. Carol. Yes, I'm always looking for up-and-comers. They're also very eager to try new things. You'd be surprised what happens when you go to someone that's done it for a long time, how resistant they are to creating something new and not seen before.
A lack of artistry.
Indeed. You know, we would never have been graced with the fez that your friend wears if someone had not actually taken the time to ask themselves, how do I make a stylish brimless hat?
It is an important question.
Indeed. And he'll turn to Zephyrin and say, I do love taking custom orders.
Wonderful.
I will
Making
find
black
the
red
right
ostrich feathers.
Ooh. Okay. He goes, I will find the right artist to bring your idea to life.
Wonderful. Fantastic.
And of course, he'll take down your vision for the hat and make some notes, and then return to business. So you're looking to purchase these items, or were you mostly here to find out who's been purchasing them?
Sort of both. Mostly to find out who's been purchasing them, but also to see how widespread and easy it is to get a hold of from a professional such as yourself.
To be honest, it's a little harder to get them from people in my line of work because they are so easy to get in the open market. I can buy them, but I have to mark it up, because even if I get them at wholesale price, in order to keep my purchase off the books, which is what mostly they want, I have to pay a premium. So it ends up being easily 30 to 60% more expensive to come through someone like myself for such mundane goods.
It makes sense.
The only reason anyone would pay that is for the professional courtesy of keeping it quiet.
But they weren't even paying for that professional courtesy now, were they?
They're clearly amateurs when it comes to this sort of thing, which is why I don't have any issue with not keeping their confidence.
And let's be honest, they're English.
Yeah. Most likely what they'll end up doing is some sort of experiment that fails. It'll end up being the laughing stock of whatever, and I'd like to distance myself from them as much as possible.
And if their craftsmanship is as shoddy as their parts buying, then I would assume so.
No. I did not get any line on who it is that's going to build whatever they're trying to build, or exactly what they're trying to build. That was the most secretive part of his conversation. He was open about who he was, this Promethean group of folks, and he, that their goal is to liberate Europe from the untoward and villainous elements, and which was kind of offensive to tell that to someone in my line of work, but whatever.
Honestly, you can't even believe these people anymore.
Part of me thinks it was a bet that he lost.
But based on your description, would the gentleman even know which way to hold the cards?
Probably why he lost the bet.
And you can see Adolf is like, why would you bet on going to this does not make any sense to him. What kind of bet would that be? And then he's like, oh, but betting cards, that's very ungentlemanly. So he's going through a whole thought process of trying to figure out because they're doing banter and joking. He's taking it seriously and just trying to figure out like what in the world would be the circumstance where you bet that. So like, and he's trying to work that out in his mind as it's like passing through his face.
Love it. Love it. That's very Adolwolf. Very Adolwolf. Any other questions for Uncle Leo? And any purchases other than the hat?
Deirdre would ask, since I know that you're a gentleman of discerning tastes and very fine accoutrement. There's a small distillery.
I'm listening.
Connemara. Currently, unfortunately, held in the hands of one displeasing Englishman. But if one were to perhaps encourage the purchase of said item, of bottles thereof, would it be possible to obtain such?
I could probably get my hands on it. I don't discriminate in the nations in which I have contacts, just in the people and whether or not I can trust them to come through with what they say.
Oh, that's very fine. A discerning individual is very fine.
Is this one of the... is this something that you would keep on hand in your flask? Or is this something that you don't get your hands on very often?
This is something she can't buy, right? Like it's because it's whiskey that would be distilled and made in Ireland, but she can't go to Ireland right now. And it's not exported, right? Because Irish whiskey, while popular in Ireland and very popular actually in the United States, is not as popular as a beverage in the rest of Europe because of England.
Indeed.
And these things like encouraging Scottish whiskey, which is not bad.
It's just different. It's not Irish.
Exactly.
Yes. I think I know who I can reach out to. I have a few trustworthy folks in Ireland who get items for me from the country, regardless of what the Brits tell me.
Oh, well, if you start doing that, you might do more business.
I'd be open to it. Where can I reach you once I find out if it's possible and what it'll cost?
Her hair has been down for this, and she's got she's been very professional about it, and she keeps her ears covered in public for a variety of reasons. So she's like,
I assume, unless you tell me your hair is up, that your hair is down.
Yeah, thank you. And she's like, oh, you can. I'm visiting with the Lady Moreau and her husband.
I will leave a letter for you there once I figure out the details.
Oh, thank you kindly. I really appreciate it. And then she'll look to Zephrine.
Zephrine is just listing things about a hat. Red, black, just writing it down. Ostrich feathers. Sleek, stylish, attractive to, and she'll put that to men age ranges, and it's Moriarty to Jules Verne.
So, age... 40,
intellectual types.
Age 40 to dead.
It's 40 plus.
There you
Yep.
And then, intellectual types. Veil, question mark? Optional veil! Exclamation point. Like what you could pin on for covert business.
Gotcha.
Yep. And she's just listing things, happily writing down a hat.
Yeah. It's like
Desirable hat traits.
85% hat information and 15% dating profile.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh my.
Out goes. You said that he went and purchased goods from some other suppliers. You said.
Yeah, a few of my competitors bragged to me that they stole the purchase from the gentleman, and then also complained about how unprofessional the gentleman was. Um, we are competitors, but at the same time, we all work in a very kind of small world. So
I totally
we have to
imagine they
be
have like a Thursday night poker game where they just sit there and play cards and talk about how business has been.
pretty much.
Well, I have a client that wanted 42 bushels of, whatever.
Uh-huh. Oh, for sure.
Mhm.
How many of your colleagues did he buy from?
3 of them. Well, 3 of the ones that show up regularly. I didn't inquire of the more obscure folks.
So, do you know if he bought the same number of goods each time? So it was just like
No.
triple of what he offered. Do you know?
It ranged. Like they started arguing amongst themselves as to who got the bigger purchase. But it basically varied based on their access to the materials.
Do you think this is what I'm going to ask you now is going to be requiring you to make some speculation, unless you already know because he was very rude? Do you have a thought about why it was he did not buy from you? If he's buying so indiscriminately against so many from so many peoples, what was it about this? Do you think that made him not purchase from you?
Oh, I upcharged him because I didn't like him.
Nice.
So he was also a cheapskate.
He was thrifty. I wouldn't call him a cheapskate per se because he could have gotten it all cheaper on the regular market. A cheapskate wouldn't be coming to us for any of this. But he was trying to be thrifty. I just got a bad feeling about him. And so I quickly...
You have to trust the vibes sometimes.
I doubled my markup just to try and dissuade him. He still purchased a few industrial tripods from me. Things that I already had on hand for other things, or for purchases that fell through, or other projects that I didn't need them for anymore. So,
aside from the undiscerning British gentleman, has anyone else been approaching you about these kinds of things?
Not me. All of those who did approach about these items recently, at least most of the ones on your list. Some of the ones on your list I haven't heard anyone reaching out about at this time, but they all seem to be connected to that Talbot fellow because they all talk ravingly about their society.
This society here in Paris?
No, it's a British thing. They claim to be international, but I've never heard of them before. And if you don't hear of them in Paris, they don't really exist, as far as I'm concerned.
Just further case of the Englishmen trying to center themselves as the center of the universe.
Yeah, up and coming do-gooders come and go all the time.
And Deirdre pauses, makes a note in her brain. It's like, check to see if Talbot reported these fences for any reasons to local French authorities, as you know, and ensure that said French authorities know that no, don't bother them. Please don't bother my these nice fences that we are trying to cultivate.
That's fair.
But that's a separate.
Adolf will not be making that note.
Uncle Leo will look at Adolf and say, when it's time and you need a new lining for that fez, make sure you come by my shop. I'll make sure you get the finest quality for the most reasonable price.
Oh, thank you very much. It's very kind. It's very kind of you.
I know that anyone who wears a hat regularly, the lining is the first to go. And a good lining makes it so much more comfortable.
Yes, it's important when I do have a vent, but it's not as... Thank you. Thank you very much. Could I get a hat shop card?
Oh, of course. He'll reach into his vest pocket and produce one.
Thank you. I also have a Hamburg that needs a little bit of working on the fur. On the side, it's a bit fraying a bit on the corners.
I'd be happy to get one of my people to work on it. Depending on the fur that you want, I might even make myself available to work on it. Make sure that it's done right.
No, thank you. It's an older hat, but it's
you can't trust everyone with an older hat. They can ruin it.
It's true. And the leather inside band needs a little bit of. I oil it regularly. You have to be very specific and precise with this sort of a thing. But always a little bit of work can be done to make these things a little bit better. So when you go out on the street or something, you don't want to be looking like you're sort of shabby.
Exactly. When you bring it by, which I really encourage you to do, make sure you note how you oil it regularly so we can stay in, or we can do the same and have it ready for you to wear upon repair.
Oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate a fellow who understands, his hat to wear. That sort of a thing is, quite important.
Indeed. It covers our most important organ, the brain.
That's exactly right. You don't understand that enough.
Anything else
right
for Uncle Leo before we move on?
Nope, but there's two checks. This is for your service and forgetting that we were here, and this is for what we actually paid for.
Gotcha. Sounds good. All right. As you
discretion money and products money. Yay.
Yeah. They have to be invoiced separately.
They do.
Yes, they do.
If you don't, there can be some problematic overlap.
Sure can.
Also, when you're just declaring things for taxes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taxes? What taxes?
That's how they got, all the mobsters. Tax fraud.
Yeah,
tax evasion.
But technically Lady Deirdre doesn't have a home.
Yeah. It would be difficult to try and... Nobody wants to have to lock up a fae. It's a life. It's not even a lifetime. It is an eternal event.
No, I just meant Leo. Although he is a fence, so he probably also cheats on his taxes.
He has a legitimate business.
Which means all of the fencing is a tax deductible business expense.
Or somehow he counts them on his taxes.
Or he just sells a lot of hats.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Just a lot.
Miscellaneous goods.
Some of these hats are more theoretical. Theoretical hats.
Yes. They're art pieces, not actually meant to be worn.
Yeah.
Right. I do have some questions. But
what his customers do with the hats after they leave the shop isn't his business.
Exactly.
That's true. That is true. What can he do about that?
Now the question is how many things do you think you can smuggle out in a hat box?
I know the answer
Quite a
to
bit.
that.
Depends on what they are.
The Contessa Lucrezia Sofia Fioravanti does know the answer to that question.
True.
But
I will open the door for the ladies so they may leave and tip.
What is everyone's base perception?
Ooh,
I think mine's good. Let me check. Check.
Average.
Good.
Good.
Okay. Are any of you worried about being seen with Uncle Leo.
Zephrine is it? She's a lady and she's getting a hat, so she has a legit front for this. So
No.
she's not worried about it.
But I do want to look around and see if anybody's, because he specifically mentioned that a number of these members of this Promethean society were around and were asking questions, and that they were vigilante do-gooders. So since about that, I want to.
Sounds like they could be a problem for the World Crime League. We're gonna have to take them out. I mean, sounds like they could be a problem for society. We're gonna have to take them out.
Sounds like they're just gonna be a problem, and we need to know more.
Everybody's
about them.
problem.
And so
just take them out
because it's good. I just want to know. I want to know all the things, Chris. I want to see into the future.
Okay.
And I'm gonna play this 6.
Okay.
And this king.
Okay.
So on top of good. So
19 plus 6, 25. 14, so not quite a critical success, but a full success. There does seem to be a blonde woman dressed in a lot of satins and blues. She does seem to fit in well. She looks like either upper middle class of the merchant class or minor nobility is how she seems to be dressed. Fair-skinned, piercing eyes that are watching everything. And she does seem to take time to glance in y'all's direction more than once, as well as the shop more than once.
And as we're exiting the shop, though, I'm just gushing about it. Oh, I cannot wait for my custom hat. I'm so excited about it.
I'm very intrigued about the veil idea that you put forward. It seems very striking.
I think it could be a new look. Very popular.
The question then is, how is it?
Keep the dust out of my face.
It's such important. And Lady Deirdre's scanning everything, and we'll just link arms with Zephrine. And let her continue to gush about the hat, and then tapping on, putting her hand on top of the hand that she's linked arms with, and just gesture in such a way that she's talking with her hands, but gesture to the woman who's staring at us as we continue to walk by. Not stopping, just continuing to walk by.
Yeah.
What is on the street around us?
A variety of different shops, mostly. This is very much a mercantile area. He does, like I said, it's a legit business, and he's a little bougie. So, a lot bougie. So it is a nicer part of town, even. There is a bakery.
Zephrine is leading us. As we're walking and talking, you're gesturing. I'm angling us towards the bakery.
There's
my
a
question
slight
is,
sigh and rolled eyes as the acknowledgement of the bakery is occurring.
Before we get even very far, I want to know: is she on the other side of the street?
Or yes, she's on the opposite side of the street from the haberdashery. About a block down the direction that y'all were headed. So you get to pass by her, or you could cross the street and pass by her more closely if you wished. Either.
What shops are on that side of the street?
Is the bakery on that side of the street?
A variety of different things. You've got a tailor and a seamstress side by side. They seem to be connected, but clearly different clientele.
Is there a newsstand?
I'm gonna randomly draw a card and see.
But if there's the seamstress, I think it's we're continuing to talk about the hat, and so she's gonna pause in front of the window of the seamstress, right? To talk,
We would have to cross the street to do so, by the way.
Yes.
But it's very simple to do so because it's.
But that's also the side of the street that the bakery's on. So.
Oh,
perfect.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
We're
as long as we have an excuse to get to the other side of the street.
Yeah. There's not a newsstand for the audience. When I'm not sure when I want to randomize whether or not something exists, I'll draw a card red is yes, black is no. If I need to be more discerning, it's hearts, then diamonds, then clubs, then spades, as to how much of a yes or a no it is on a scale. So as you cross the street,
and we're walking towards the bakery, but we're also going to stop in the look into the window and
pause in the window of the dress shop. Yeah.
Can I use the window of the dress shop to as a mirror to look at the blonde woman who's...
Sure, you can. You don't need to play any more cards. We can go off of the 25 you already have. What else are you looking to discern?
Is she actively armed? And is she European or English?
You believe that she is... Let me see.
Styling.
You believe that she is probably European, either northern Italy or Spain, just from your experiences. Probably the blonde hair, clearly her family has traveled some, because it's not as common in those countries. Or they have, or it's just a recessive gene that decided to pop out randomly. But those would be your guesses based on Deirdre's experience and just longevity. As for being armed, the things that stand out as possibilities is, as you have learned from Zephyrine, you can conceal at least a one-shot, if not two-shot weapon in a parasol, which she does have. It's also possible that she has something in her dress, either concealed by the dress, or you believe she might actually have pockets in her dress, just based on your observation. I know, completely unheard of in the 1800s.
Wild.
So this was
actually more common in the
job.
1800s than now.
True.
So
very true.
Yeah.
Ridiculed,
Infinitely
though.
more important than in the 1800s than particularly 1880s.
She is not carrying any form of purse, so that's probably how she carries her items.
Okay, what kind of gloves is she wearing?
This is something that Chris might not know. What would be standard for going out for the day for someone in that tax bracket?
It should be wrist gloves.
Yeah, it's like a nice cotton wrist glove.
Yeah, or leather if it's colder weather, but
I mean, it is January.
It's January.
So probably leather.
Probably leather.
Leather wrist gloves.
Kid leather, maybe. Nice.
Yeah, nice soft leather.
It does seem to be the leather does seem to be dyed. There's a bluish tint to it that seems to coordinate well with her dress.
Cool. She'll just continue to, let Zephyrine gush about the hat and the bakery, and then she'll gesture. It was like,
oh yeah, as the closer we get to the bakery, the more it shifts to talk of what pastries they have out today. I hope they have eclairs.
And I will just note that Adolf, as a proper gentleman, will tip his hat to the lady when passing by, because that is the proper thing to do. Of course, because we're on that side of the street, he will be the farthest from her because he is walking, sidewalk side, so that if any refuse from the street gets thrown up by a carriage, he will take that blow for the ladies. So he'll be the furthest from her, but he will tip his hat to her as he passes by, as his companions talk about dresses and pastries.
Like, I think it's as we walk by her specifically, it's like, oh, smile, nod, and do that subtle thing of the smile, nod, glance down at the dress, do the slight head cock to Zephyrin, and just smile back to give the impression that we are judging her dress, whether we actually are or not, and then keep going to the bakery.
So you want to send a certain like vibe her direction.
Just
Excellent.
Also, for the record, because I don't think that Adelwulf picked up on because he only has average, not good. I don't think he picked up on her running around. I don't think he realizes that she's at all sketch. So there is no vibe being sent from him other than somewhat uptight German who is being polite. There's it's just that, like, because he doesn't even know. That's all.
That's fair.
But he is subtle like a German. It's just like and he would probably also say just like bonjour, as he passes by.
Gotcha. Excellent. So you make.
Oh, he's also forgotten about being a goon, so he's no longer being a goon. If he was still supposed to be a goon, he's forgotten by this point in time. He also started forgetting halfway through the meeting, like the last third. He was forgetting a little bit, unfortunately. But he did good.
He did good. He's gonna get a hat out of it. He impressed the hat maker.
Well, not a hat, but he'll get to repair one of his chairs.
Hat repair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hat repair. Yes.
Because you don't just buy new things; you repair the old things. Anyway, so he will,
if
tip
they're
his
any
hat
good,
and say,
you do.
Indeed, you don't buy the things that are good. Now,
indeed.
So,
Very German.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. As he says, he passes by her, and all the other kind of shade that's happening over there, that stuff misses. It's his head. I know he's a very tall fez, but it still goes over his head. He can wear a pretty tall fez, and it will still go over his head.
Excellent. So as you make it to the bakery, there's a variety of baguettes, obviously. There's brioche, there's a croissant. But clearly, Zephyrin, you're more interested in the sweetbreads, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. Eclairs, sweetbreads. Yeah, I'm just getting them like
what is
one
it?
of those and two of those.
Chocolat,
Oh, yeah, pan au chocolat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. She's just pointing at them and saying numbers like 6, 2, 3, oh, make it 4, and like having them just box up a bunch of treats.
And you're going to make Adelwulf carry it, aren't you?
Probably.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
What is?
It's enough bringing Genevieve.
Chaud à la crème or à la crème. Yeah. Basically the balls filled with choux pastries filled with whipped cream or pastry cream.
Choux pastries. Bunch of those.
What's this? I found 48 best pastries in France.
She gets all of them. all the sweet little treats the bakery has. She gets a few of.
I am not certain how to say this. I'll put it in chat so you guys can see it. But the item itself, actually, I'm just gonna put the link in chat so you guys can see it and be hungry.
Yes,
just
please.
Like
Yeah.
I would like hunger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That looks amazing.
It is amazing. It's also a fucking bastard to make.
I imagine so.
I imagine.
But it dates back to 1651, so it's definitely period appropriate.
Yep.
But yeah, I saw that and I was like, "Ooh, that looks lovely." Anyway, now that we've gone off about baked goods, what do you wish to do next in your little.
I think we would. I think Deirdre would be like, perhaps we might retire to a more,
Carrying.
more discerning location to ingest some of this. She's about to say ingest our snacks, and then she looks at like the number of boxes that Adelwolf is actually carrying.
Imagine it's like a big box with like a couple smaller boxes on top of it.
They definitely tied everything up for you for ease of carrying with some string. But yeah, lots of boxes.
Yeah, and he can. I can imagine you just see. Like you see Adolf's body, and then you see a bunch of boxes, and then you see the top of his fez. As every once in a while, he just like tries to poke his head around the side to make sure he doesn't run into something. But I think what he probably does, he kind of just steps like a step behind Zephyrine and a little bit. So he's like a step behind, so that he can just follow her, and he knows if he follows her, he's not going to run into anything. As he's like carrying all of the boxes of sweets.
Do you all just go back to the Manor of the Moreaus?
I mean, yeah, probably.
And have probably some coffee with this much sweet.
Yeah.
Or black tea. Something that would
coffee and black tea. Both will be available at my house.
Yeah, of course.
Do your parents, I have to ask, do your parents have a home in the city as well as the country?
I'd have to assume so if my mom's parlors are here. That she'd have to have a house here for when we're in Paris, be at the parlors. Yeah. Otherwise, I mean, I imagine Dad stays more at Bordeaux because that's probably where his business stuff is.
And you're minor nobility.
Well, a little more than minor.
Major nobility. So you probably have a nice estate, right, out in Bordeaux.
Yeah.
And I imagine the city is for.
This is the city house. Yeah. We have to be in the capital for business, you know.
Not as extravagant as their estate, but it's definitely nice. It'll do, right, Zephyrine? It'll do.
It'll do.
Big. Which I don't know how big your house staff is in the city, but I imagine that there is a staff to give the entire set of boxes to.
Absolutely. There absolutely would be, yeah.
Because I mean, clearly
there's probably a pastry chef who works for my house, but I just also keep shopping for pastries too.
Because I mean,
you encourage local businesses.
Yeah. Yes, that's it. That is why. Yep. It's not impulsive big pastry decisions. No.
It was very important to Zephyrine that her mother hire because her mother takes care of all of the household expenses. Her father takes care of the business, and so they kind of split the duties that way. But her mother made sure that the sous chef in the city was also a pastry chef.
Yes.
Because of course they need to have more than one chef on staff for when there are actual parties that they throw, which they do.
Parties, dinners, meetings, tea. Yeah.
And then her father will come to the city for some business meetings and stuff. And a lot of those are catered in some way, shape, or form. And so it's a pretty well-staffed house.
I figure we find a quiet, maybe not the library itself, but like a reading room off of it.
Excellent. Yeah.
And the minute everyone's there is like, well, the Promethean Society is very involved in Paris, apparently.
Apparently.
And that blonde, honestly, that was just...
What?
The blonde woman who's looking... You nodded to her and gave pleasant greetings outside of the dressmaker shop. She was looking at us.
Why?
Zephyrine, is your mother blonde?
No, I can't imagine so.
So, Adelwolf has no reason to look at pawns. So
Yeah.
No, I just don't think he really. I don't think he was just like woman, nod head, move on. Right? I just don't think he was really paying that much attention.
Yeah, he's like, there was a blonde woman. What are you talking about? I know there was a lady that we walked by.
What?
Zephyrin's got really dark hair. I imagine both her parents have dark hair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was.
But maybe
looking
her
at us,
mom has like the neater hair, whereas her dad's is unruly, and she got his unruly hair.
No, nice. Yep.
I'm here for it.
This Promethean society. We should see if they have the sense of society rules or something.
The vigilantes.
Ask about.
Should see if they're hiring. We could infiltrate it. Oh, that would be so exciting. What better way to find out how they're operating and what they're doing than to pretend to join them? No?
Pretending to join them is one thing, but I don't know if they're actually hiring, because last I heard it was all volunteers.
Okay, accepting new members.
There we go.
What have you heard about this Promethean society, Lady Deirdre? How old are they? Are they? What have you heard?
You're been talking to one of them.
You're a member of the Promethean society.
Oh God, no! Fuck no.
Oh.
No, that Korsakov fella.
No, he's from the Order of Saint Boniface.
Yeah, but he works with them Promethean folk, and apparently is attached to them on occasion.
Huh. I didn't know this.
And you know that Talbot fella, I don't know much about him, but I know that he's trying to be aspiring to be as famous as, that Sherlock Holmes.
Huh. So, and I think that because he would not have mentioned Vladimir Korsakov to Lady Deirdre or to Zephyrin, because it's order business. And he goes, wait a minute, I did not mention this Mr. Korsakov to you. How do you know him? Or how do you know that I know him?
Well, if you're writing a letter to the gentleman and you're writing multiple drafts, don't just leave them strewn about your room.
Why were you in my room?
Because I was delivering your laundry that you left.
And I normally burn all such letters for security purposes.
Which is good. I thought that was the thing, but you had like 6 drafts running around. I didn't read them. I just saw the name of the gentleman that you were corresponding with. I don't read your mail, darling.
But you know him already, then. How do you know him?
I know of him.
You've actually met him.
Yeah,
Deirdre.
probably.
You've been around a while. While he does do work for the Promethean Society and they count him among their membership, the good father finds himself in a lot of different places and doing a lot of different things.
Yeah, that's why she's he's tangentially connected to them, but they count him as one of theirs, so he's a halfway decent priest for a Russian.
For a Russian.
If he's in this Promethean society, then this Promethean society good guys, and I suppose we can. I suppose that finishes it then. Lady Zephyrin, you might be able to write back to the Hammer and let them know that this is not being done by nefarious peoples, but do-gooders.
No, the term you're looking for there is Adolf is vigilante.
No, I don't think so, unless you're thinking that we 3 are also vigilantes.
Nope. I'm currently a freelancer, but you 2 are currently being hired by a approved society that also gets contracts from the government.
Well, I don't know if this Promethean society are approved from the government or not. It seems to be international.
They
you
Well,
claim
you
to
could
be.
look it up.
Very true. You can look it up.
It's one of the reasons that they keep Father Korsakov on their list of active members is because he has an international reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them don't.
Yes.
Well, it seems like we are in a good way then. Ah, well, this is good to report back to this the hammer, I think.
I very much agree that you should report back to the Hammer that the Promethean Society is buying products to make their own land fortress.
Well, we don't know for certain what they're doing, but they might be. Well,
We'd say we've gotten some leads, and we can see if they want us to follow up.
Yes. That sounds fair.
Are you going to use standard mail practices, or are you going to have the lady send it quickly?
I think it would be standard unless Lady Deirdre offered to send it, to expedite it.
I think she would turn as like, do you want me to send it expedited, or do you want to send it more standard?
Do you want to have time to goof off and pursue other things, or do you want a response right away?
Probably be good to investigate sooner rather than later if they are building something bad. So, expedite. Zephyr likes things done quickly. So if the option is there to expedite it, I think she'd expedite it, but
Okay.
she wouldn't be obtrusive about it and ask. She would
Would
go to
would
the
she
standard unless offered.
Would she offer like
Yeah.
an eclair as payment? Because you know
Oh yeah,
that Beetle
I
loves
do have a
his
bunch
sweets.
I do have a bunch of sweets. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some shoe pastries.
Mm-hmm.
Some little.
We've got to get Beetle a good livery now. We should consider. Perhaps we should get Mr. Uncle Leo to design something. I feel like he might embrace things well.
Look at that one, a little hat. No.
Yes.
We.
And then she'll like do what she needs to summon Beetle, and because now she's like, I really think, Admiralwolf, what do you think? Do you think that Beetle would? What kind of hat do you think Beetle would be best for?
a red cap. You know, like the
Oh no,
French
he can't have those.
revolutionaries.
He can't have one of those.
Ooh, like, because red caps.
Red caps are a particular type of cousin, and they're a little murderous.
Do they also wear red caps?
Well, their
Of the
caps
French
are, their
Revolutionary
caps are their caps
variety?
are red because of the amount of blood that are soaking in them. And technically, perhaps, you know, this is messy, very messy. You don't want. I do not think Beetle wants to be confused with a red cap.
So the red caps
He would
were the
politely
French
refuse.
Revolutionary hats. I did not know this. Well, I think some of them also are white. The white sort of cap, you could get him one of those.
Boy. I mean, I'm also visualizing like a jester's cap with little bows, but that might not be as subtle, so. A little cap with a feather. He needs a little tiny feather.
He needs a tricon. I got stuck in the French.
Oh, he could look at it. He would look good in a tiny little tricon.
the Chris's face in this moment.
I am honestly loving all of this right now, because I am also working on the details of what the Beetle art will look like eventually. So I'm taking notes and excited that y'all are excited about his outfit.
Yeah, so she's just going to summon Beetle and then perhaps discuss whether or not Beetle should get a well-designed
Tiny hat.
tiny hat made by a fence
I
with
mean,
very fine fashion taste.
Yeah, I mean, he did start as a haberdasher years ago.
Hey, we're here for
And
it.
he's still haberdashers.
He does. We're here to support it. I just
He
think that
hires
it
out a
makes
lot of
sense.
it because he's busy, but so when he offered to like Adolwolf to repair the hat himself, it was a sign of respect. But
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But she, and then Deirdre turned to Zephyr and was like, well, I figure that you can write up exactly what perhaps you want them to handle or not.
Report. And basically we'll fill in that, hey, we've investigated, figuring out that it's the Promethean Society that is buying up all this stuff. They have some connections to these specific people. Do you want us to investigate further, or, basically, would you like us to keep investigating and looking further, just seeing what they're building, or, so on and so forth.
And perhaps ask if they were sanctioned to be in Paris.
Ask if they're sanctioned, if they want us to follow up on what they're building, or who's in charge. Basically, yeah. Do you want us to do any follow up on any of these things? And are these people sanctioned?
Yeah.
So they're going through quite some hoops to get materials.
You'll get a reply. I'm assuming you'll instruct Beetle to wait for a reply.
Yes, instruct Beetle to wait for a reply. There will be extra eclair when you get back.
Excellent. He will return swiftly then. The ink is still wet. You think that he actually took it from the person's hand as they finished writing it and didn't let them put it in an envelope because he wanted the eclair. The first one was very good. He's very impressed. The report back was kind of like a sigh of relief, but then also additional concern. Can you find out what they are using the materials for? Because if it is a land fortress, that could anger Prussia. As for sanctions, the Promethean Society is still fairly young. They claim to be a much older society than whatever Talbot actually has started. The claims are unverified to older groups that have attached themselves to the lineage of Prometheus in some way or another. Being that Talbot's involved, he plays fast and loose, so I don't have any idea if he's sanctioned to be doing anything in Paris, or if this is one of his tangents that he's on, the great idea that will save the world again. If this was being run by one of their more methodical or, I guess, trustworthy folks like Father Korsakov or Daniel Verona, then I'd be less concerned. But Talbot is kind of a wild card in the world of, well, let's just be honest, vigilantes. He's out to do good at any cost.
Ugh.
I'm going to look up the city directory to see if they have an entrance, if they have an entry in the city directory, to recall my time playing Sherlock Holmes consulting detective, where you just pull out the city directory. I will see if they have a listing.
They do not.
So they don't have a house here.
No, but on the calling card that was passed to Lady Deirdre, on the back is a handwritten address.
Okay.
And that's where Uncle Leo would have delivered the goods.
Well, I say that we go and have a visit with the Promethean Society and ask them what is going on.
Oui?
Yeah, I think we just say, hello, you are the Promethean Society? We would like to know, what are you doing?
That sounds boring. I think we should infiltrate. Are you accepting new members? And then we can, once they will tell us all of their plans.
We could just ask them. We could just walk up and say hello.
What if they are being super secretive about their vigilantiness? They're not just going to tell people who walk in randomly.
Well, if they are do-gooders, then they should tell us.
You do-gooders and vigilantes are slightly different. Slightly. What if you were a
Clearly do
villain
good.
and they don't know? Why would they tell you anything?
Yeah, because I'm not a villain. This is a terrible
But
thing
how
to
do
say.
they know that?
Well, I'll tell them I'm not a villain.
They will believe
I feel
you
like
because you just say so. I mean, villains
Well,
do lie. You know, villains say they're not villains all the
I,
time, all the
I
time.
feel like villains would go about being sneaky about it. And if I'm not sneaky, then I'm not being a villain. I'm just being very upfront. You know. Exactly. I could just say, hello, greetings, Promethean society. We know people. We have friends in common, and we're checking in on you. And we want to know. We've heard you've been to, buying things on the black market and so us and forces. We want to know what's going on. What are you making? We could just ask them. If they're do-gooders, they should tell us. And we can tell them that as well. Also, I don't see why it would be a problem, since we know people in the society. I would just say hello.
You know
Friends
people
with
in the
so-
society. I don't
Yeah.
know anyone.
Yeah, I did not know that the person I knew was in the society, but also the lady Deirdre also knows this person. So I feel like since we have people in common, we just go and we say hello.
I feel like
introduce
I should,
ourselves
I
and-
feel like I should point out clarification. I know of people and have met him. You know him. You're at least correspondent with the individual. But if you would like to go
I've
meet,
actually never met him, but
well, if you'd like to go, why don't we lead with that? That you would like to see if he perhaps
This-
is in town. And she's standing up from the table and looking at the address and considering the time and being, well, it would not be entirely inappropriate to go call in and see if the gentleman that you were corresponding with is in town. Now that you know that the Promethean Society is in town.
all right. Again, if there's the good guys, and I don't
If
see why
you
we
would
just
like-
don't ask
I-
if it's.
If you would like to confront them about being good guys and perhaps then ask them further questions, I will stand behind you as you do so.
I wouldn't say confront. It's more like having a friendly conversations. Subtle.
Certainly, very subtly.
Oh.
And she just adjusts, and you just see her crack her back and shift her hand away from her hip for a second. There's nothing there. You can't see anything. But Adelwolf would probably guess that she just moved that sword to make it easier to draw if necessary.
They are
'Cause he
so
does-
mysterious.
He does know weapons.
He's a fencer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but she does not do the fencing, just a big, impressive sort of sword.
That's true.
So he will sort of get up and sort of like make sure everything is ready, so he may escort the ladies to the Promethean Society address.
Hmm. And I put it in chat. They are in the Belleville neighborhood of Paris.
De son
yes,
cette
and
rue de Régular en le Belleville.
Hmm. Which is on the, I believe, eastern side of the city.
Yes, I think it'll be like a really nice sort of moseying about, a nice stroll, but flânerie on our way to the Promethean.
It'll be a little bit of a walk. It is further. It's almost suburb-esque. Actually, no, it is definitely a suburb. And Zephyrine, I'm assuming your family's house is closer to downtown.
Probably.
Well, I
We
mean,
need a carriage.
what arrondissement are you in?
We're
Well, let me
really
think.
close to
there's-
business.
no,
For
you'd
my
probably be
father,
the one with
probably.
close.
No, you're probably
Or
I
to, or to
imagine
the
you-
salons.
yeah, you'd probably be close.
There's like a rich neighborhood.
yeah, there's like 4.
Oh.
Because it's a spiral, right? You're spiraling out
Mhm.
away from
I was thinking they'd probably be near. I don't know what the neighborhood is, but on the map, it's the yellow one in the center that has the Avenue de l'Opera and the Palais du Carousel There's a number of societal things in the area. But my French is not that great, so
Probably better than mine.
I don't know about that.
So each of the big numbers that are on those sections are the arrondissement. So the first arrondissement, second, and you're working your way out. You're saying
Probably the third or the fourth.
the first
The La Marais.
is the one I pointed out was the first.
Yeah, probably.
Not then.
Well, I mean, they're probably in the third or the fourth, because like the first arrondissement doesn't really have residential.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just realized that.
yeah, but it would probably be 3 or 4 is on the far side of the Seine next to Ile de City, which is where the Notre Dame is. Yeah.
And Belleville is in the one that's labeled number 20.
Yeah.
So, but either way, it's still a pretty decent walk because they're both on the eastern side. Then, if they're in 3 or 4,
Yeah.
It's not as far away as I was originally assuming.
Yeah.
But you might want a carriage ride, is all I'm saying. At least on the way back.
Yeah.
Because you probably don't want to walk that long at night.
I'm sure we have a carriage.
Mhm.
Easy enough.
Yeah, because they're all fancy.
Yeah. Woo! I think I walked to get all my pastries.
I wonder. I have questions about that. No, it's just questions about how much leeway Zephyrine parents give her. That's all.
You know, it's probably very questionable.
Just
Probably the answer is probably too much.
There's also a reason that Zephyrines exchequer does not accurately reflect the family's actual wealth. Because they knew if it did, she would probably buy lots of things that they eventually could not afford.
It'll improve. It'll improve slowly but surely. It'll get there.
Is that just you siphoning more money from your family? I'm just asking.
I'm not saying one way or the other. It's all my, I mean, it's all my invention work that I'm.
I was going to say, it could come from patents.
Yeah,
she sells.
Yeah.
So we are making our way.
I love how skeptical.
I am skeptical. I'm just a little skeptical. It's fine. Don't even worry about it.
We're making our way downtown.
Making our way downtown.
And you will, when you arrive, the blonde woman you saw earlier will answer the door.
Huh?
And Deirdre
Bonjour.
is said exactly what she's going to do. She's going to stand behind Adelwolf and let him do this.
Zephyrin said bonjour first, and he tips his hat.
Just polite. Yeah, but I'm also sitting behind Adolf because I'm sure he knocked. Yeah.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. I am Adelwolf Brandt, and these are my colleagues, and we are acquainted with Monsieur Kasparov, and we are wondering if you might be able to come in and visit.
Oh, you're acquaintances of the good father. Her voice is, her French is impeccable, but there's a slight accent, a Spanish accent to it, as the languages are close, and so it's accurate, but they're close enough that the accent is hard to like disguise because.
So this is where Deirdre's going to be slightly annoying. And go, is it Catalan? Or
Hmm.
España.
Probably España. Um,
Good to know.
she'll introduce herself as Carolina Merones.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And I will bow.
The good father is not here. I will, if you don't mind coming in and taking a seat in the, I guess the parlor would be where they normally sit people. In the parlor, I will ask Talbot if he knows if the good father will be joining us anytime soon.
Ah, thank you. And I
she'll lead you into the parlor. There are no snacks, just so you know.
I'm okay with
it's
that.
Terrible.
Some people may not be.
Terrible hospitality. I don't say it out loud, but she thinks it aggressively.
How hard do you think it? Yeah, that's what I think.
There we
go. The World Crime League would have snacks if this was. You know what I'm saying?
You would hope so. What if they had terrible snacks? Would that be the thing that would cause you to give up the World Crime League if they have terrible snacks?
I don't know. Moriarty's still there, so it'd make her think twice.
And Moriarty is a snack.
He is a snack. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so okay. I guess that means he would always have at least one snack there.
That's why I said it would make her think twice. It wouldn't be a no. It'd be like, oh, let me think about it a little bit.
But I mean, we already know that the World Crime League has snacks. They're part of the dark side, and they have cookies.
Cookies, yes, that's true.
Yeah. This is why I said even the World Crime League would have snacks. What kind of people don't offer snacks?
Carolina will return with one Benjamin Talbot, who is everything that Leo described. For the more discerning eye, you'll note that yes, he dresses well, but like material-wise, but it's not the most well-made. The
he didn't bring snacks.
Are more lower end, things like that, little things that anyone of higher society would note. They do return with a charcuterie, though.
Oh, okay. Well, forgiven.
Of course, he will stand when Carolina enters the room, as is polite.
And tea. Why not? I mean, he is British. You can't do anything without tea when it comes to breads. And they went out of their way to steal it from everywhere in the world, so.
Mr. Talbot, I presume.
Yes, I am Benjamin Talbot. I hear that you're an acquaintance of Father Korsakov. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is indeed. It's a pleasure. I'm Adelwulf Brandt. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Good to meet a friend of the father. Any friend of the father is a friend of mine.
And if I might present, this is the Lady Zephyrin Moreau, and this is the Lady Deirdre.
He will give a polite bow to each of you, and then take a seat. Carolina will stay in the room for now.
So, if you do not mind, we are here on a little bit of business.
The father doesn't do as much social calls as he does business, so I kind of figured.
Well, since the father is a part of this group, and my understanding is a Promethean society, it's an international society that is based on trying to make the world a better place and rid Europa of, villainy.
You've heard one of my speeches, obviously.
Well, not from you personally, but this is what it's my understanding of this society.
Yes.
Understanding correctly, yeah?
Oh, indeed, we are quite adept at making the world a better place. We've been all over New Europa and even gone as far as Russia once to try and thwart some ne'er-do-wells that were trying to do a little bit of international espionage.
Oh,
Proud of
well,
that one.
that
We did
is,
follow. We
good.
did follow Amanda Egypt once, but that didn't turn out to be anything nefarious. He just had that vibe about him, if you know.
No, I don't know what you mean.
Well, some people just look like they're up to no good.
Mm.
Did he have, like, evil runes on his shirt or something?
Dressed in all black, paid only with cash, was constantly looking over his shoulder, paranoid about something.
Yeah.
I try to sip tea very innocently and not at all villainously.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, so, to let you know, your activities have come to the attention of peoples, and they asked us to investigate. And so we have found ourselves at your doorstep.
Which activities? It wasn't my dancing, was it?
I don't know. I've not seen you dance.
That was a joke, good sir. It was a joke.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. I sometimes, the German humor is a little bit specific, So sorry. But know that you have been buying large quantities of materials that can be made for weapons of war.
I cannot confirm nor deny that to anyone outside of the society. I'm sorry, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have to let you know that you have your activity has got the attention of various governments that are quite concerned that you might be, doing something nefarious. We are here to stop nefarious villains from doing villainy. And, well, I'm glad to hear that it was you and not some sort of villain that was making this weapons of war. So, because that would be terrible if it were villains. After all, then we would have to, vanquish the villains, as it were.
Indeed. No. That would be problematic, especially if it was one of the more, shall we say, aggressive groups. I mean, the World Crime League is well known, but Moriarty is often having to deal with the likes of Verne and Holmes and all those others. So they often have to keep their ambitions in check. But there are other groups that are much more desperate to become known throughout the world for their villainy, and those are the ones you have to watch out for. Those are the ones that are willing to do the worst in order to be successful. Too much ambition and not enough talent is always a bad combination. And yes, Deirdre, the irony is not lost on me, the host, of him saying that.
Oh, no. I figured it was not lost on you, but there's this look that literally, because she's letting Adelworth do this, and she looks at Zephrine as like...
I'm making love with the charcuterie board right now. I'm just letting Adelwolf do his thing, eating cheese and crackers.
Not picking up any irony whatsoever.
Lindy, I appreciate the fact that even when we are pre-recording these, you still take an opportunity to ensure that the Lindy Lewd emote is appropriate. You're making love to the charcuterie.
Yep.
One of the most common items on charcuterie is...
meat.
Cheese.
And cheese.
Oh,
meat.
What?
Meat. Sausage in particular.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just give me that salami.
All of it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
And you're in France, so the cheeses are absolutely great.
Really good.
Yeah.
I was really miffed until they brought out the charcuterie. Now she's like lost in the charcuterie sauce until Adelwolf is done talking, and we either get what we came for or we don't, and we have to join. Or fake joining behind Adelwolf's back.
Carolina, what is she doing while this conversation between a Brit and a German is happening?
She smiles and observes. She's very much doing much similar to what Lady Deirdre is doing. However, you will note
I'm the only one eating this charcuterie. I can see it now.
Yep, absolutely. But now that she's seated, there's definitely a weapon in her pants. She's not happy to see you.
I really wish she were happy to see us. That would be nice. But does she also appreciate the charcuterie? Does she?
She
want to
does
make
not
love to
partake
it?
at this time.
Oh, yeah. At this time.
Can I gauge if it's a firearm or a bladed
Oh,
weapon?
firearm.
Oh.
Mhm.
Does she look like the type of person who would have the type of bullets I would be concerned about?
What
I
skill do
would.
you want to use to try and figure that out? Because I don't know that that would be something that she'd wear on her sleeve.
That's true. What about... I mean, the options really are marksmanship
Mm-hmm.
or... Would you take just general kindred powers of discernment? Because, the type of people who would be specifically concerned about the kindred
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
would be the type
I
of
think
person I would pay attention to.
I think that kindred powers, not to identify obviously that if she has them or not, because that wouldn't apply in this situation.
No, the type of person, just if she
That
was
would
that,
be-
like if she was
yeah.
the type of person to,
Does she seem to carry on her, like, is her jewelry not just silver and gold?
exactly.
Does she have, is she kind of like action oriented,
Mhm.
not just
Oh,
self
sorry.
self-defense?
Cool. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just, to make sure we do this and to clean out things on my
Mhm.
hand, I'm going to say that Deirdre's kindred powers are excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And to clean out my hand, I've got both the jack and the queen
Oh.
of clubs.
Oh, very
Well,
nice.
in that case, I was going to say that this was going to be more difficult, but not as much, because I was going to put it.
13 is
yeah.
23, and 14.
And your target was a 16, so 10, 11, 12, so 23, 33. It's actually 1 point shy.
Well, no, because
of-
the queen is a 14, right?
No, the queen's at 12.
Queen's a 12. The
Jack's
jack is 11.
11.
Okay, so that's 23 plus 10. Oh, plus 10 is 33.
You can play another card if you wanna make it a critical. I'll let that.
Well, in that case, I will drop.
Because you can burn any card for 1 point.
I will burn this too.
Okay.
For 1 point. Sorry, this.
And so that'll barely be, but that reaches the point of critical. She might. She seems like the kind of person that would, whether or not she knows to do that for this particular group, that part you can't tell on someone's personal motives.
Yeah.
But everything about her screams adventurous, screams
Nice.
This is someone who very much would be prepared as best as she could for any situation she gets herself into, and probably breaks a few eggs along the way. Though she does have grace about her, she's not going to confine herself by it, if that makes any sense.
Nope, totally makes sense. And, well, Talbot looks like has some sort of power or ability.
Yeah, I mean, he really comes across as just someone who schmoozes really well.
Yeah, Caroline is the
muscle.
the actual physical threat in the room.
Correct.
That was the important part.
Yeah. Talbot might be above average on fencing or fisticuffs or something along those lines, but it is not apparent in how he carries himself at all.
That's fair. That's fair. That's
So
fair. Cool.
let's back to Adelwolf.
So, I'm glad to know that it was somebody who was a do-gooder rather than someone who is, nefarious, who's buying all sorts of things. That's good to know. That'll probably make people feel more comfortable.
What do you know? You've come from other places in Europe. I can tell you're a well-traveled man. What do you know of the Iron Master?
Oh, you're talking about Prussia, yes?
No. There's a society, a secret society that reports to someone called the Iron Master. We've been on their tail for years, and they have caused all kinds of trouble. We first ran into them in Barcelona.
Tell
they
me
had
about
a shape-shifting fae amongst their group.
Oh. So what have they done, this Iron Master group? Is it a group of the Iron Master, or I don't know what you would call it.
I don't remember exactly. They're, what was it? And he'll turn to Carolina, and she'll be like, the Order of the Iron Master. Oh, yes, that's what they call themselves, the Order of the Iron Master. And they, well, when we first encountered them, what they had done is they had killed a noble and replaced them with this shapeshifter. They were trying to steal secrets from the Prussians and repurpose them, or steal secrets for the Prussians. We couldn't quite tell on that one. Unfortunately, the inventor that was working with them got away.
Who was this
Does
inventor?
this ring any bells for me? Does this order?
Some
of
people
Iron
might be
Master?
fans of evil organizations a bit more than
some
other
people might pay close attention to acts of villainy.
Yeah,
the World Crime League and stuff.
Some people
and inventors.
Yeah, they definitely sound a little familiar.
Would this be like a connections
or education, because it could be found through research rather than through people, whichever you feel is more appropriate for Zephyrine.
My education's better, but I feel like this would be a connections check, honestly. Which means which is an average. So I can only play one card, right?
I thought it was
yes, one
two.
card.
Or is it one?
Poor average 1, good great 2, exceptional 3, extraordinary 4.
Got it.
I'll just do that one then.
Oh, that's cool. More than enough. That's 14 plus 4, 18. It was a 10 for you, so not quite a critical success, but definitely a full success. You did hear a story that was before, being that you're younger, it was about 10 years ago, so a little bit before your time, about a Prussian inventor by the name of Dr. Orland Heiser. And he was known for having created a stealth Zeppelin.
That would have been something she'd be like, that's so cool.
Yeah. So he is connected to the Prussian government and not to any other particular society, at least from what anybody has found. Now that this conversation with Talbot's happening, there's now a question if he's connected to this group called the Order of the Iron Master or not. And yeah, so that's kind of the like what you know of him.
Just thinks to herself over a piece of cheese. Well, if we were looking for him, we'd never find him in his stealth Zeppelin.
Oh, you know of his Zeppelin?
Of course,
saw it for a brief moment.
For a brief moment, what did it look like?
It was standard kind of like dull gray metal. It soaked up the moonlight. It was at night.
At night.
And it was yes, quite a sight to watch it disappear.
I imagine so.
What way? Behind like the clouds?
Just disappeared from sight. I
the
watched
stealth
it go,
Zeppelin
I watched it
Adelwolf.
get away, and it's something about it just like shifted and all I saw was the sky.
Hmm.
It was the most fascinating thing.
Interesting. Huh. Well, so, I don't know anything about this Order of the Iron Master, but we'll certainly keep our eyes out for it. Would be important. About the more important business, are you going to make, you're looking at what you have been buying, and I must say that your purchases have been somewhat, well, I heard about it, and I'm not even in Paris. I was, in a whole other country, and I heard about it. So you're not being, that's discreet about it. And luckily for you, we are heroes, not villains. But I imagine if we could hear about it, then perhaps also villains might have heard about it, which could put you in danger.
Well, I mean, we were hoping to get some people to come out of the woodwork. It was kind of part of our plan, was to get some nefarious folks to show themselves. Maybe rattle some cages in Prussia and see if they were daring enough to send agents after us.
Ah, I see. Well, but then you might be in danger, so then they might send all sorts of peoples after you.
Oh, with the Promethean Society, we're always flirting with danger. It's our one true
Really?
love.
Wow, that sounds so interesting. I'm like, this is my chance to interject myself into this conversation as maybe another way to get in leads.
I feel like you should pull a card because Adolf is not actually. Adolf is just being upfront. You know what I mean? He's just being upfront. But I feel like you're doing a thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is the perfect time to shift the focus if you wish.
She will be like, really, flirting with danger, that is one of my favorite things to flirt with. Are you accepting new members?
Oh, my dear Zephyrine, the Promethean Society is always interested in talented folks.
Oh, fantastic.
Are you interested in us?
Oh, I definitely could be. Do you have flyers? She's like,
we do try to be slightly more discreet about how we recruit than that.
Well, I guess
I love your enthusiasm.
You wouldn't happen to need any good inventors, would you?
Well, if you're offering, we could turn this land fortress sort of facade into a much more realistic threat and maybe get some people to show up. I would not be opposed to such a endeavor.
I don't think anyone knows how to make the land fortress except for their secret engineers.
This is actually getting Zephyrine a little genuinely interested. Like, I've never built a land fortress.
And Adelwolf is right. Like, all of those plans are under lock and key. But
well, if you have schematics, I would be more than happy to look over them. Intellectually speaking, of course, from one inventor to, I'm sure, the other many inventors that you have hidden, I'm sure we could come up with something.
I will definitely take that. Well, we can make that happen if you do join, of course.
It's sounding more and more tempting by the minute.
I have 3 very basic, very simple questions.
Yes, Lady Deirdre. It was Deirdre, correct?
Yay. You said it right, don't worry. I understand it's a little bit difficult, it's not in English, but you said it correctly. Number 1. And she's like, honest to God, is this man for real? Because she cannot. She's like...
He'll shamelessly flirt with a fence post, so...
No. The flirting...
Zephyrine hasn't even noticed him flirting, by the way. I just want... He's not Vertigo Moriarty, so why would she even pay any attention?
Has it over his fez.
So here's the funny thing. Zephyrine and Adelwolf have not noticed the flirting. Deirdre has noticed the flirting, and she's just like, no, moving on. It's like, it's not bothering her, it's just Much lower.
I will note for the record, because Adolf doesn't notice, if people project, they might think he's noticed, but, he just generally does not tend to notice these things.
Uh-huh. And so...
Zephyrians think she's flirting with danger.
She's flirting with
She'll even play her social graces card to be like, hey, let me in on your society things as like a contractor. And I can play 2 cards because that is a good skill for me. So I'll do these 2 to get a little half bonus there. Plus 6.
Very nice.
That's a 21.
No, that's what is...
No, 22.
Yeah.
Or no, 23. Goodness gracious, I can't count.
That's
5
amazing.
plus 12, 17 plus 6. Yes, 23. Yeah, it was. You didn't even count that as a critical success because he had already decided that he wanted, like your idea,
interest.
He'll take it as his idea to actually try and make one. But now he is focused on that. But Deirdre, you had questions.
I had three very basic questions. Question number 1. You say you're trying to rattle cages and draw folk out of the woodwork?
Ah, yes. I hear Paris has scum and villainy hiding in plain sight.
Do you have a particular target?
Well, we were hoping to either pull the agents from the Order of the Iron Master out into the light so others will know of how nefarious they truly are, or, Prussians. They're always a good one to expose.
So the answer to that is no. Number 2, have you informed any member of the French government that you're using them as a...
We sent a letter.
In what method, just out of curiosity, what method of communication and post?
What would he say? What would someone that's trying to schmooze someone who knows better say? Probably say, contact at the government, have it hand delivered to the right general's desk.
And that right general being?
I don't know. That's why I have a contact there. They can figure it out. Who needs to be informed?
Right. And there's a thought that runs through her mind that she doesn't say out loud, but the thought that runs through her mind is, God, this motherfucking Englishman.
He is not making you any more confident in Englishmen being able to be any form of competent, or is he?
Competent, and also just the level of hubris.
Yes.
On all of this.
Oh, totally. The world revolves around Britain as far as he's concerned, and the British.
I can tell that. All right.
And the third one.
And the third question. What were you planning to do when you didn't get a bunch of agents running around answering your summons, and instead you got an army?
Now, if it was an actual army, we'd use our contacts at the military to intervene and then slip out the back.
Thought process number 2. This motherfucking Englishman.
I mean, Prussia would never invade over something like this. Plus, they're too far away. They'd have to take a few other places before they could get here.
You just mentioned the gentleman had a stealth zeppelin 10 years ago.
Yeah, but that's not an army. That's just a few of their, people.
No, that's an air force.
I would imagine you'd need probably more than one zeppelin to make it a whole force.
Again.
Well, if they're invisible, you don't know how many they have, do you? And as I'm going back to the charcuterie.
and they had one 10 years ago. How many do they have now?
Is
That's
this
an
in
excellent
interest
question.
in
He'll turn to
looking this-
Carolina and say, "We need to send an agent to Prussia and get the answer." And then he'll turn back to you and be like, "You all seem to be excellent resources and assets to any organization. Do you wish to join us and Miss Zeverine on this endeavor?" And that is where we're going to finish the episode.
Could I ask one question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is my talisman's not like hot or anything, right?
No.
Okay, great. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Chris.
I have to make sure there's a good Englishman for Deirdre to hate in this season. So that
She can hate
was my
many
goal for the
Englishmen,
night.
but this level of now
Aw.
she's gonna have difficult choices. Chris, why don't you send us off?
Yeah. I'm Chris Geary. You can find me on Blue Sky at Chris Geary. You can find me here with Truly Madly Falkenstein Season 2. I will be back with us, or back with you here to finish this story. I hope you've enjoyed the shenanigans so far. Now I will pass it over to Lindy.
Hi, it's me, Love Lindy. You can find me online as such, Twitch, YouTube, etc. I'm playing NGM games. Just find me
Just
if you dare.
find her and also Dolores.
Doris.
Doris.
Yes,
Doris.
yes.
Sorry, why did I say Dolores? Doris.
Doris is here.
Cheers.
Hi, Doris.
Hey, Doris.
Hey,
Hi,
Trooper.
Doris.
Hey, I am Trooper SJP, and Adelwulf has found our schmoozing guy impressive. Like, oh, they have an agent. Oh, look at them. Look at all these good guys.
Suffering doesn't find it
Very good.
impressive, but is intrigued.
Yeah, but that's because you want a land fortress. He has some concerns, but that's fine. Luckily, it was good guys, not bad guys. So I think everything is fine. We have no problems coming up. Everything will be okay. That's what I'm picking up on. I'm picking up on there will be no problems from this situation whatsoever, and we're all good. Yep, and that's what Chris is telling me. Chris is saying that we're gonna just have puppies and flowers the entire time.
Rainbows and
certainly
unicorn
no problems.
farts. Yep.
Rainbows and unicorn farts are on their way, which I appreciate. Let me see. Yeah, you can come in Fridays on my channel at 8 p.m. Eastern, Trooper SJP. And then on Sundays on my channel, Lindy's channel, Wandering DM's channel, and someone else's channel. Go check it out on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. And what a lovely episode 2 this was. I cannot wait for episode 3. So, if you're watching this on the YouTubes, come and check us out next week. All right. Thank you. And I'm going to pass it over to our hostess with the mostest.
Well,
Brax.
the host with the most is Chris. I'm just I guess
But you're hosting the channel.
that's fair. That's fair. And it won't be next week. It'll be 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's all
Fortnite.
good. That's all good.
Not the
hey-
video game. Not the video game Fortnite. The other one.
No, exactly.
That's time
An
period.
actual Fortnite.
Yeah.
Hey everybody! Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. I am your friendly neighborhood Prax. Praxagorth Esmiophoria is see me around on Twitch and YouTube, and Prax the Bard over on Blue Sky Hive and Instagram. And stick around. There are things that happen. The channel is always doing interesting things. Sundays we do TTRPGs. During the week I avoid plot in video games with Pope. It'll be fun. And keep an eye out because the next major huge project is in the works for TTRPG fun, and things will be happening. But we're going to say goodnight and have yourselves a great time, everybody. Bye-bye.